of Jackson Staff Spotlight, and today we have from the City of Jackson Assessing Department, Senior Appraiser Debi Koehn. Hi, Debi.
Hi.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Nice to see you here, and nice to see you again. I've seen Debi in town and around for decades.
Decades.
How long have you been with the city?
Almost 32 years.
32 years? That's awesome.
Yeah.
So your whole career, pretty much.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's fantastic. How did you end up getting a job with the city?
Well, like most assessors, I fell into it, basically. I was working as a front desk supervisor at a local hotel. New management came in and they fired everybody. And I thought, well, it's time to do something different. So here I am.
So it ended up being a good thing that happened.
Absolutely.
That's
Yep.
great. So the assessing department, what is the office's function?
We value properties for property tax purposes. We work under basically the dictates that the state sets forth in the tax law to determine what property value is.
How many people are in the department?
We have 4 full-time people right now, and I have to say the staff is awesome. They're wonderful, awesome people. And then our assessor is part-time, so he's there 1 or 2 days a week.
So it's a lot of property to assess. How much?
It is. We have about 15,000 real parcels, which would be land and buildings, and about 7,000, if I remember correctly, personal property accounts, which would be the desks and chairs and cameras that you use for businesses.
So and this has to be done every year?
Correct.
So you, as a department, you're actually physically inspecting properties?
We don't look at every property every year. We visit properties that have pulled a permit for work on their house or their business, commercial industrial structure. And we also do a review of 20% of all the properties in the city every year. So there's a cycle that we go through that, you know, every few years we actually visit every property in the city.
So you'll eventually see every single property face to face in person. So the assumption is that if someone's making improvements to their property, there's going to be a change in value.
Usually, yeah.
And is there like a formula that just with inflation and the cost of everything that property values go up automatically every year?
We do mass appraisal. So we look at a large area, determine what the market's doing in that particular area, and we will adjust values either up or down depending on what the market is doing. If you have pulled a permit to build a garage or a deck or something along those lines, or tear down a garage, we will visit that property to verify that whatever the permit was for has been done, and we adjust the value accordingly.
Well, it's very timely that you are our guest today, because a lot of people just got mail from you last week.
They did.
Yes.
Late Valentine's.
Yeah, happy Valentine's Day. Should they open it?
They should open that, and the first thing they'll see up at the top is, this is not a tax bill. We encourage people to hang on to that and review it, because it tells them what their value has been set at this year. It's the opportunity for them to appeal that value if they don't agree with it at March Board of Review, which is next Monday and Tuesday, the 11th and 12th.
Typically, what percentage of taxpayers will want to have the Board of Review take a look?
It's not a large percentage usually. It depends on what the market is doing. So the past several years, if we've had huge increases, there will be more people at Board of Review. In a downturn, many people still come in because they think their taxes are too high.
No.
I know.
And it's not just in late February that people would get a notice. For instance, if the engineering department is doing a reconstruction of a neighborhood street that the property owners also are participating in, you have to prepare that information.
Yep, we take numbers that the engineering department sends us, and according to the special assessment policy, we'll spread those numbers to determine what that special amount is.
And there's different levels. People could have a vacation home in the city, or maybe not their principal residence, and you have to know how that property is being used, right?
Correct. We administer the principal residence exemption for the state of Michigan. So if someone files a principal residence exemption, we'll enter that into our system. The amount of millage rate that they're charged is based on whether they have that principal residence or if it's a non-owner occupied property.
So someone that owns rental property and lives somewhere else, the assessment is based on?
The assessment is the same as an owner-occupied property. It's just that the amount of property tax that they would pay changes.
Is there, we've had people with hardships, particularly with COVID. Is there any consideration for people that might be having a hard time and get some relief?
There is a poverty exemption application that people may qualify for. It's based on your income level and how many people live in the household. We do have those forms available in our office, and those can go before Board of Review both in March as well as July and December. So they're welcome to call us or stop in. We can provide that form and help them through that.
Awesome. And if you don't know, you can ask. The phone rang off the hook last week?
It was busy. Still busy this week.
Yeah. So what are they saying on the phone?
A lot of people don't understand the form, or they've had a transfer of ownership and they see that their taxes are going to increase considerably over what they were last year. So we walk them through all the different facets of that form, whether there was a transfer of ownership, whether they have the principal residence exemption, how we determine those property values. And we're happy to answer those questions every day.
Awesome. Well, I've known you and your team to be very professional and efficient, friendly and courteous all these many years, and I'm glad we have such a great team in the Assessor's Department. Thanks for coming in today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. City Staff Spotlight for the City of Jackson with Senior Appraiser from the City Assessing Department, Debi Koehn.